How would you feel if something you ate made you extremely sick? Or even killed you? Sounds scary, right? Unfortunately, there are certain foods that can potentially be deadly if consumed. But don't worry, this video will guide you through the hazardous items to avoid. Many people think food poisoning is just an inconvenience that causes vomiting or diarrhea. But in reality, it can be life-threatening, especially for vulnerable groups like young children, the elderly, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems. By arming yourself with knowledge about risky foods, you reduce your chances of a dangerous encounter. Thousands get hospitalized annually due to foodborne illnesses from consuming contaminated or toxic items. The effects range from short-term misery to long-lasting health complications and even deaths in severe cases. It's crucial to know which foods pose risks and how to handle them properly. This video exposes some of the most hazardous foods that should be avoided or prepared with extreme caution. With compelling visuals and clear explanations, you'll gain valuable insights to make smarter, safer choices. But don't take my word for it. According to the World Health Organization, unsafe food causes hundreds of thousands of deaths annually, with children under 5 bearing nearly 40% of the disease burden. Food poisoning outbreaks occur across the globe due to consuming contaminated foods or beverages. So listen closely, because the knowledge in this video could save your life or the lives of your loved ones. The stakes are high, but the preventative solutions are simple. Stay tuned to learn all about the toxic treats to banish from your kitchen. Raw meats and seafood. One category where caution is vital involves raw or undercooked meats and seafood contaminated with harmful bacteria. Consuming these puts you at risk of severe food poisoning. The star offenders are raw chicken, beef, pork, fish, and shellfish containing salmonella, E. coli, listeria, or other dangerous pathogens. Raw chicken tops the hazardous food list. Every year, salmonella from chicken sickens over 1 million people across North America. Proper cooking kills this bacteria. But cross-contamination easily occurs if raw chicken touches cooking surfaces, sinks, or other foods. Strict kitchen hygiene with raw chicken is essential. Undercooked beef poses potential threats from E. coli bacteria. Ground beef needs thorough cooking since pathogens can spread throughout. But steak cut from solid beef muscle carries less risk when seared on the outside. However, even steaks prepared rare or raw can harbor danger for those with compromised immune systems. Pork also requires full cooking. Contracting trichinosis, caused by parasitic worms in raw or undercooked pork, brings nausea, diarrhea, fever, and abdominal pain. While trichinosis has declined in modern times, raw pork remains a risk. Unpasteurized dairy products like raw milk and raw milk cheeses are also concerning if produced in unsanitary conditions. Raw milk carries dangers from pathogens like E. coli, salmonella, and listeria, which pasteurization would kill. The seafood aisle presents another opportunity for trouble with raw or undercooked fish and shellfish. Raw tuna, sushi, ceviche, and undercooked finfish can transmit parasites, bacteria, or viruses. Raw oysters, clams, and mussels pose major risks from bacteria like Vibrio vulnificus, which triggers vomiting, diarrhea, and potentially fatal systemic infections. Next, let's explore outside kitchen threats like toxic plants and fungi. Poisonous plants and mushrooms. While most people exercise caution with meats and seafood, seemingly harmless plants or fungi growing in nature often get overlooked as potential toxins. But the reality is, many common greenery varieties can make you violently ill or even cause fatal poisoning if ingested. A perfect example is an incredibly toxic plant, the deathcap mushroom. Also known as the deadly amanita, this fungus contains fatal toxins like amanitin that destroy liver and kidney cells. Within 6 to 24 hours after consumption, violent symptoms begin appearing like vomiting, cramps, and diarrhea. Without treatment, liver damage accelerates death within a week. Other mushroom varieties to avoid include the conocybe mushroom, which attacks the kidneys. Certain Galerina fungi disintegrate liver and kidney tissues. Webcaps contain the highly toxic compound arelanine that destroys the kidneys. While some mushrooms cause vomiting early after ingestion, others delay serious effects for days, making them insidious killers. Another dangerous green plant goes by the innocent name of horsetail. But its needle-like structures actually contain toxic alkaloids and cancer-causing compounds that can cause hemorrhaging, stomach ulcers, and organ problems in sufficient quantities. Just brushing up against some varieties of horsetails causes nasty skin rashes. Then there's the hauntingly named angel's trumpet plant with its large hanging flowers. Consuming any part of this highly toxic species causes paralysis, inability to breathe, and frighteningly vivid hallucinations before organ failure and death. No surprise it ranks among the most deadly plants on Earth. Even common houseplants require caution, as examples like poinsettias, lilies, and Dieffenbachia contain toxins impacting the intestinal tract and nervous system. While fatalities are rare, ingesting these household varieties often triggers swelling, burning sensations, excessive drooling, vomiting, and diarrhea. Chemical dangers. Apart from Mother Nature's toxic bounty, synthetic substances created by humans present yet another set of potential food hazards to avoid. Various chemicals added during food processing or production phases introduce fatal risks if misused. Take for example, sodium nitrite, a common preservative added to cured meats like bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats to maintain their pinkish color and prevent bacterial growth. While safe in allowed amounts, ingesting too much sodium nitrite interferes with the blood's ability to carry oxygen, triggering a dangerous condition called methemoglobinemia. Symptoms include dizziness, nausea, rapid heart rate, and bluish skin. In severe cases, respiratory failure can occur. Another concerning food chemical is potassium bromate, an additive used in baked goods like breads and rolls to strengthen dough and promote rising. Multiple studies link potassium bromate to various cancers, kidney disease, and nervous system disorders. To avoid potential harm, read ingredient labels carefully on baked products. Artificial food dyes present yet another contested chemical addition found in many processed snacks, beverages, baked treats, candies, and even some meats. While the FDA currently approves their use, studies link dyes like yellow number 5, yellow number 6, and red number 40 to behavioral issues in children, potential cancer risks, and other health concerns like allergies. Consumer watchdog groups urge caution with artificial coloring agents. With the right precautions, all these chemical additives are avoidable. But extreme caution is required for an entirely different reason with one notorious plant, the deadly pufferfish or fugu. Eating this exotic fish entails a real dance with death because one incorrect filleting slip exposes diners to the potent neurotoxin tetrodotoxin. After ingestion, symptoms begin with numbness around the lips, vertigo, then paralysis before cardiovascular collapse. A creative chef's mistake becomes a diner's final meal. There you have it, a comprehensive guide to some of the world's most hazardous edibles, from toxic fungi to chemical additives to improperly handled animal proteins and beyond. While tempting, you'd be wise to avoid consuming these foods unless absolutely necessary and with proper precautions. Remember, no meal is worth sacrificing your health or life. When facing risky food situations, always exercise an abundance of caution. Ask questions before eating unfamiliar items. Fully cook proteins and investigate food sources when dining out. With knowledge as your ammunition, you arm yourself against potential deadly dangers. That wraps up this eye-opening look at treacherous treats to elude. Hopefully, the detailed facts highlighted in this screencast narration provide ample motivation to steer clear of hazardous menu selections. A bit of wisdom could save your life when put into practice. Ultimately, each individual holds responsibility for their own dietary habits and decisions. But with widespread education about frequently overlooked food dangers, collectively we build a foundation of knowledge to reduce tragic poisoning incidents worldwide. While nobody wants to live in constant fear, a healthy amount of caution serves you well, especially regarding toxic consumables. Empower yourself and your loved ones by sharing this vital safety information widely. A few simple precautions spare you misery, hospitalization, or worse. Thank you for watching this comprehensive guide on hazardous menu items you should absolutely avoid consuming. Heeding this advice keeps you protected from potential sickness, suffering, and even death. Safe eating.